Hi and hello, Rays fans, and welcome to this presentation of Rays Baseball, a three-game series to get underway against a couple of teams that are tied for third place in the American League East. Is the Tampa Bay Rays at 8-11 and the Blue Jays at 8-11. The pitching matchup today, Ryan Yarbrough v. Chase Anderson. The starter for the Rays, it's Ryan Yarbrough. He's 1-0 on the season with a 2.81 ERA. He earned a win in his last start versus the Cleveland Indians. Went 6 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits, 2 earned runs, walked nobody, and struck out 3. He'll face a loaded, right-handed heavy Toronto Blue Jays lineup started by the second baseman Cavan Biggio. Biggio is 216 on the season with a home run and a couple of RBIs. And the first pitch here of this series is outside for ball 1. The Rays, as we mentioned, they're 8-11, tied for third place in the AL East. They're 6 games back of the Yankees in first, who themselves are 14-5. Same for the Blue Jays. The 1-0 to Biggio is in there for strike 1. So the lineup for the team from the north, it's leading off the second baseman Cavan Biggio, batting second the third baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr., batting third, the shortstop Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Batting cleanup, the left fielder Teoscar Hernandez. Batting fifth, the DH Bo Bichette. Batting sixth, the right fielder Randall Grichuk. Batting seventh, the first baseman Rowdy Tellez. Batting eighth, the catcher Danny Jansen. And batting ninth, the center fielder Derek Fisher. Mostly righties against the lefty Yarbrough. Yarbrough, the number 5 starter. It'll be Morton tomorrow as the count to leadoff man Biggio is now full. It's Morton tomorrow. It's Morton v. Hyunjin Ryu, and in the finale, it's Snell v. Barucki. And now the payoff to Biggio is low for ball 4. So now the leadoff man will work a walk to give the Blue Jays a man aboard. And now that'll put a man on base for the man they call the Kid, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. The first pitch to Guerrero Jr. is fouled back for strike 1. A throw back to first. Martinez, interesting to note, as we'll give you the lineup in the bottom of the first. Jose Martinez playing the field for the first time this season. He's at first base here today in place of the injured Ji-Man Choi. Not to worry, though. It doesn't seem like the issue with Choi is serious, but a bit of a back issue that he hurt in an at-bat in the last game. Looks like he may just be getting a couple of days off as Guerrero Jr. takes a hack at that one, and the count stays at 0-2. Yarbrough just looking to put the slugger away. And the 0-2 pitch is high for ball 1. Joe McDonald, the home plate ump, calling the balls and strikes. And the 1-2 is in there for strike 3. Got him with the curveball, got him to look. And now Guerrero Jr. goes down on strikes for out number 1. Yarbrough's first strikeout of the day as well. And now with 1 on and 1 out, it's the shortstop, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He's 282 on the year. One of the better hitters for average in this lineup. The first pitch to him is high, and the runner's going to go. And they've got Biggio out at second. So that'll erase the leadoff walk. Cavan Biggio goes to steal. He's thrown out. A nice throw from the catcher Perez. A good put down by the second baseman Lau. And now there's 2 outs. And now the 1-0 to Gurriel Jr. is fouled away. So now it's 1-1. It's always good when you can erase a leadoff walk, especially on a caught stealing. A nice play by the catcher, Perez, certainly. Not known as a defensive catcher, as the original starter Zunino was. Zunino goes down with an injury. And now Perez has performed admirably in his absence as the starting catcher. Now the 2-2 pitch to Gurriel Jr. is outside for ball 3. Teoscar Hernandez would bat next if Gurriel Jr. was to reach base. And now the payoff from Yarbrough is going to get down for a base hit. Gets past Lau. That'll be a 2-out single. The second base runner allowed by Yarbrough in this inning. As the Blue Jays get their first hit, and now Teoscar Hernandez will bat. The left fielder is 156 on the season. He takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. That one's outside, so it's 2-0. Takes a strike, so now it's 2 balls and a strike. Teoscar Hernandez has watched all 3 pitches in this at-bat. This 2-1. Another take, and it's 3-1. Yarbrough in danger of walking another man in this first inning. The 3-1 pitch. And they're going to call that a strike. Looked a bit low. Joe McDonald calls that a strike, and now it's a full count to the cleanup man. The payoff pitch. And it's fouled back along the backstop screen. So the count will remain full. 23 pitches already for Yarbrough. He's had to work his way through this inning. And now it's another foul by Hernandez, so it will stay full again. And the payoff pitch is swung on and missed. So Yarbrough gets out of the inning with his second strikeout. Gets Teoscar Hernandez to swing and miss. Blue Jays get a couple of base runners, but that's it. Home first next. The starter for the Blue Jays is Chase Anderson. So far this season, he's 1-2 with a 4.67 ERA. In his last start, he took a loss for the Kansas City Royals, went 5 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 7 hits and 5 earned runs, walked 2 and struck out 4. The first man in the Rays lineup he will face, leading off, it's the third baseman Joey Wendell. Wendell is .250 on the season, looking for his first home run, but has picked up 5 RBIs. Rays going heavy left-handed against the righty Anderson, and the first pitch to Wendell is taken for strike 1. Now the lineup for the Rays, leading off at third base, Joey Wendell. Batting second, the second baseman Brandon Lau. Batting third, the right fielder Austin Meadows. Batting cleanup, the left fielder Hunter Renfroe. Batting fifth, the first baseman Jose Martinez. Batting sixth, the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. Batting seventh, the DH Yandy Diaz. Batting eighth, the shortstop Willie Adames. And batting ninth and catching, it's Michael Perez. And now the 1-1 to Wendell is inside for ball 2. Another good take, low and inside, and now it's 3 balls and a strike to the leadoff man, as Wendell, as he does so often, trying to get on base. And now the 3-1 to him. He's going to take a cut at that one. The right fielder is going to go back and make the catch along the track. Wendell gave it a ride, but it's going to be a fly out to Grichuk and right, as he swinging for the fences, looking for his first home run of the season. So Wendell is retired on the fly out to right. And now it's the second baseman Brandon Lau to come to the plate. Lau is .229 on the season. And the first pitch that he sees is low for a ball. Anderson working low and inside to these left-handed hitters early. Rays hitters not biting at it. And now the 1-0. And that one is going to go back. The left fielder goes back near the track and will catch it there. So a couple of flyouts to the corners here early, as Brandon Lau himself gives that one a ride. It's a fly out to left. It was Teoscar Hernandez there. And now with 2 gone and the base is empty, it's the right fielder Austin Meadows, who's .211 on the season, 4 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Another lefty. You have to like what you see from this lineup so far. They've taken some pitches. They've made Anderson make pitches over the middle of the plate. Joey Wendell and Lau made solid contact. You got to think Whit Meadows is going to have a chance at doing more of the same as a cut and a miss. And it has him down in the count early, 0-2. As Anderson, his 10th pitch, will be him trying to get out of the inning. The 0-2 here to Meadows. And it's outside. An easy take there from Meadows. And now it's 1-2. A good take by Meadows. And now he's got the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And making Anderson work for it just a little bit more. And now the pitch from Anderson. And they're going to ring out Meadows. Got him looking there. He picks up his first strikeout. Puts the Rays down in order 1-2-3. It's a scoreless first inning here in St. Pete. And now leading off the second inning for the Blue Jays, it's a familiar face. For those of you familiar with St. Pete, it's Bo Bichette, the DH. He's .293 on the season. Bo Bichette, as I'm sure you're familiar, went to Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg. He was homeschooled, in fact, but played his high school baseball, I should say, for Lakewood. As he takes that pitch for strike 2. Now Yarbrough looking to put Bichette away. The 0-2 pitch is fouled away. Yarbrough got what he wanted. He got Bichette to chase. But unfortunately, the youngster made just a piece of that baseball to foul it away. The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. So Yarbrough got what he's looking for eventually. Bo Bichette chasing on a couple of pitches. And now Yarbrough picking up his 3rd strikeout of the day. And now with 1 out in the second, it will be the right fielder Randall Grichuk that will bat next. Grichuk is .262 on the season. The first pitch from Yarbrough that he sees is down the middle for strike 1. Not an intimidating pitch by any means. 78 miles an hour on a sweeping curve that catches the fat middle part of the plate. But hitters not swinging at it so far. He goes for it again. And that one is fouled back for strike 2. So now it's 0-2. The pitch from Yarbrough is swung on and missed. He got Grichuk to chase. And he's already up 4 strikeouts. There's 2 gone here in the second. And now with 2 outs and the base is empty, it's the first baseman Rowdy Tellez. Let's get his chance at Yarbrough. A lefty-on-lefty matchup here, so a bit different setup. Yarbrough been good at getting the righties to chase. That one is taken low by Tellez. 250, 2 home runs, and 2 RBIs for the big first baseman. He takes another pitch. That one looked like it got the inside part of the plate, but the home plate ump, Joe McDonald, says no, it's 2-0. And the pitch from Yarbrough is in there for strike 1. So Tellez just looking to take some pitches after he's seen his lineup mates chase against Yarbrough pitches. A good strategy with 2 outs and the base is empty. And now the 2-1 from Yarbrough is swung on and missed for strike 2. And now Yarbrough looking to set up potentially a 3rd strikeout. The 2-2 pitch. Got him to chase. Ryan Yarbrough strikes out the side in the second. He's up to 5 on the day. Dominating this part of the Blue Jays lineup. The Rays will get another chance to tack on a run. Leading off this second inning, it's the cleanup man, the left fielder Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe .239, but in a bit of a slump. Just 2 for 15 in his last 4 games. Far below the Mendoza line. He had a hot start to the season, but has since cooled off, as the Rays have been searching for a true cleanup man. The 1-0 to Renfroe. And that one is absolutely driven. The left fielder goes back, but there's nothing he can do about it. It's 1-0 Rays. Hunter Renfroe, his 6th home run of the year. A solo shot to get the second inning started. That was probably the most towering blast we've seen so far this season. Chase Anderson laid another one over the plate, and Hunter Renfroe made him pay, as the home team takes an early lead. Breaking ball that didn't break very much. Renfroe was over it, all over it the entire time, and is deep into the left field seats. And now Jose Martinez will be the following act. He's batting .213 on the season. Playing the field for the first time this year. Ji-Man Choi missing a couple of days with a back injury that he suffered in an at-bat yesterday. And now the 1-0 to Martinez is fouled back. So now the crowd getting excited. It's been a good second inning overall. And the top of the frame, Ryan Yarbrough strikes out the side. And then the bottom of the frame gets started with an absolute moonshot by Hunter Renfroe. And now the 1-1 is popped up. It'll be the right fielder Grichuk underneath it to retire Martinez. So he flies out to right for out number 1. And with that, it'll be the center fielder Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier 180 on the season as he looks to get back to the Mendoza line. A similar situation the Rays do with Kiermaier and shortstop Willy Adames, two premier defensive players. Their bats have not been great so far this season. Kiermaier is batting 180, Diaz 182. But they both are some of the best defensive players in the American League. Kiermaier, arguably the best center fielder in the entire MLB. Adames coming into his own as a youngster playing shortstop. A couple of franchise cornerstones for the years to come. And now the 1-1 to Kiermaier. He takes it low for ball 2. And the 2-1 from Anderson is swung on and missed. Got Kiermaier to chase, and now it's 2-2. So that was the home run by Renfroe was the first hit allowed for Chase Anderson. As a good take there from Kiermaier. Now the count goes full on that pitch low and inside. It's 3-2. Yandy Diaz waiting on deck. He'll bet no matter what happens here. And now the payoff to Kiermaier is fouled down the left field line. So we'll do it again. Kiermaier staying alive against Chase Anderson. And another full pitch is fouled down the left field line again. The fans sitting right behind the visiting bullpen getting a souvenir. And now a third payoff from Anderson is fouled this time down the right field line. So Kiermaier looking like he has a good read of Anderson. He's seen quite a few pitches in this at-bat. And now another foul ball. About 7 or 8 pitches Kiermaier has seen against Anderson so far already. The count is full again, and now the pitch is fouled back this time against the backstop screen. This pitch to Kiermaier is fouled down near the visiting dugout, as everyone seemingly getting a play at a Kiermaier foul ball. The count full again. Another pitch from Anderson, as that one is going to be foul again. That one looked like it had a decent shot, headed down the right field line. And you got to think this at-bat is going to end well. We've got to be at least to 10 pitches here in the at-bat. And now this 3-2 from Anderson is inside for ball 4. So after all of that, Kiermaier ends up taking a pitch on a full count, and he'll walk with 1 out. And that will bring up the DH Yandy Diaz. Diaz 146 on the season. We haven't seen him in quite some time. No home runs for him yet. Just a single RBI. If you recall, he started the season 0 for 20 before he picked up his first hit in Boston. That was a reoccurring theme for those of you tuning into these broadcasts. Diaz fouls that first pitch away, and now it's 0-1. It's a pitch out. Kiermaier slides back in at first. So if anything, it'll just help out Diaz. That's one thing that I mentioned a few times this season. I think in Diaz's case as well, that's one thing to help a struggling hitter. When you have a threat on the base path to kind of distract the pitcher. Chase Anderson's certainly a little rattled. He's pitched out and now thrown to first already. He's got a 1-1 count to Yandy Diaz. He's already given up a home run in the inning. Diaz takes that one for strike 2. He went with the fastball high, only 89 miles an hour. It's not a quite intimidating pitch, but Diaz taking it there. Now it's 1-2. Another throwback to first base. That's the second since Kiermaier has reached base. I think that's what Anderson was trying to avoid. A lengthy at bat. It had to have been at least 10 pitches against Kiermaier. He ends up walking him, and now the 1-2 to Diaz. And that one is going to be shot just foul. Would have loved to see it stay fair, but it just couldn't. And a nice bloop off the bat of Diaz, but the count will stay 1-2, I would imagine. As Anderson throws back to first for a third time. I would imagine the way Anderson has set up this at bat, he's going to go for the chase against Diaz. The catcher Jansen setting up low, and Diaz swinging and missing at a fastball just about down the middle, so he picks up the strikeout at Diaz. It's Anderson's second of the day, and now with 2 gone and Kiermaier at first. It's the shortstop Willie Adames that will bat next. Adames 182 on the season. A guy we talked about a little bit when Kiermaier was up. That went outside. Couldn't tell if he was trying to get Adames to chase or a bit of another pitch out. As you would think with 2 outs, the potential for Kiermaier to run is in there. As now that pitch is not able to be handled cleanly by the first baseman Tellez. But not enough where Kiermaier will head to second. He'll stay at first. And now the 1-0 to Adames is taken for strike 1. Now that was a tough pitch. Looked like it was going to be well inside and then came back into the zone. And now the 1-1 is taken low. Kiermaier's going to go for second. And he's in time. So Kiermaier picking up a stolen base. It looked like Chase Anderson knew it was coming, but Kiermaier gets him there with 2 outs. The throw from the catcher Jansen was not in time. And now the Rays get a runner in scoring position and a 2-1 count to Adames. You have to like your chances here. Now the 2-1 to Willie's outside for ball 3. Maybe with the catcher Perez coming up next, Anderson would not be afraid to walk Adames, especially with 2 outs. But then Perez finds a way to reach base, and then you're dealing with Joey Wendell. So the Rays with a chance to tack on some more runs. The 3-1 to Adames is high for ball 4. So now Adames will walk. Second walk issued by Anderson, and now that kind of, I guess, defeats the purpose, perhaps, of the stolen base. Hard to say for sure, as it might have changed Anderson's approach, but nevertheless, the second walk of the inning. And now with 2 on and 2 out, a big spot for the catcher Michael Perez. He's 174 in the season. A lone home run that he picked up in the Lone Star State. It was in Arlington, and now 6 RBIs. A chance to at least get 1 in with a base hit would certainly score Kiermaier from second. A hit and 2 walks allowed by Anderson, as that one is going to be flied out and caught by the left fielder Teoscar Hernandez. The Rays put a couple men on with 2 walks, but a fly out by Michael Perez ends the inning. The Rays get on the board, though, with a solo blast by Hunter Renfroe. At the end of 2, it's 1-0 Rays. Leading off this third inning for the Blue Jays, it's the catcher Danny Jansen is now the Blue Jays are at the bottom part of their lineup. Jansen 240, looking for his first home run and only 2 runs batted in. It'll be Danny Jansen, Derek Fisher, and back to Kevon Biggio at the top, so it's 8-9-1 to face Yarbrough. Yarbrough, if you remember, although it was so long ago, struck out the side in the second inning, as that first pitch to Danny Jansen is taken for strike 1. Now 37 pitches for Yarbrough through 2, so he hasn't been pacing extraordinarily well. But outside of a couple base runners allowed, really has straightened it up. He's already struck out 5, as he looks to be headed for a good line. And now the 0-2 to Jansen. He goes for the ball in the dirt, and the catcher won't chase. It's now 1-2. And now this pitch to Danny Jansen is fouled away. So now the count will stay at 1-2. Picked up by the ball boy in the foul territory in left field. And now the 1-2. Fouled back again. Decent crowd here on this Friday evening here in Tropicana Field. Trying to get their Rays back to 500. Tampa Bay is now 8-11. They had a chance. They were just one game under 500 after the first win against the Astros. Of course, they dropped the next two in blowout fashion. And as that one is going to get picked up by Wendell at third. And what a play defensively. Saved a base hit. A stellar play. Joy Wendell with the backhanded glove play. A diving play. Covered nearly 3 feet on the play. And a great throw to first to retire Jansen in a hurry. He goes down 5-3. And now there's one out. And that's one way to help out a pitcher when you're playing so well defensively. And now with one out and the base is empty, it's the last man in this Blue Jays lineup, the center fielder Derek Fisher. He's just 147 on the season. And he takes that pitch for strike one. And now the 0-1 is low. So now the count even at a ball and a strike. Yarbrough would probably be at least 50 pitches by the time this inning is over. So you got to think about how you want to plan on using him. I guess at that point, if you want him to reach 100, he's on pace for about 6 innings. The bullpen is in pretty good shape. They did have a lot of guys come on in relief. As that one is popped up by Fisher, and it's going to be chased by the left fielder Renfroe, but there's nothing he can do about it as it's off the wall. Fisher headed for third, as it's going to be a 1-out triple for Derek Fisher. Got it off the wall in left center. A fastball hung high. Thankfully, they could keep him on the base path just at third base. And now they get the tying run 90 feet away for the top of the lineup. It's Cavan Biggio, who walked his first time up. That was the second hit of the day for Toronto. The 0-1. And that one's going to get down for a base hit. It'll score Fisher from third. Let's call it an RBI single for Biggio. And now this game is tied up in the top of the third. So a triple and a single was all it took to tie this one up. A good day for Biggio so far. He's reached base twice and has picked up an RBI. And now with one out and one on, it's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. who takes a hack at that first pitch, and now it's shot foul. And this looks to be a bit of when it rains, it pours situation, as now these Blue Jays hitters seem to be on top of whatever Yarbrough is throwing their way. Remember, Yarbrough struck out the side in the second inning. And now the 0-1 is swung on and missed. A big cut for Guerrero Jr., and now it's 0-2. Guerrero, a strikeout victim of Yarbrough's first time up, as that one is going to be down for another base hit. Biggio's going to head for third. There's nothing the Rays can do about it. And now a third straight hit in this inning, and its runners at the corners with only one out. In an 0-2 count, Guerrero Jr. making the most of it, getting a base hit in about the same spot that Biggio did. Third hit of the game, second of the inning. And now it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who himself had a single against Yarbrough. Runners at first and third with one out. And now the outlook on Yarbrough begins to change a little bit. Now at the top of the lineup, the Blue Jays have already tied this game, looking for more. And now the 0-1 is outside. Count even at a ball and a strike. This one from Yarbrough is picked up by the third baseman. He goes for the double play, gets one at second and one at first. As that will retire the side. Runners at the corners with one out. They get out of it. A perfect spot on the weak grounder by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. But it's now a tie game as we head to the home third. And now the Rays return to the top of their lineup. It's Joey Wendell to lead this third inning off. Wendell with a fly out to right in his first time up. Remember, that was a hot shot off the bat. Sent the right fielder Grichuk all the way to the track. Now I would say that's probably the fastest pitch we've seen from Anderson. That went in there at 95 miles an hour. Gave up a single run in the last inning. As Wendell looks to put the bunt down, but it's going to fall foul. I guess Wendell just looking to get Anderson by surprise. Something we haven't seen much of. And now the catcher Jansen setting up outside. And it's a taken strike by Wendell for strike 2. Calling for a high pitch. They're going to ring him up anyway. The pitch looked to be a bit high, but Wendell's going to go down looking on strikes, as he is retired for the second time today. The Yankees picking up a loss today. So whoever wins will get within 5 of New York for first place. As this is a big series for the Rays to get some separation with the bottom of the AL East. Chase Anderson picking up his third strikeout there against Wendell. And now it's Brandon Lau to the plate. Lau is 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. That one looked good off the bat as well, sent the left fielder back. And now the 0-1 that he sees is a swing and a miss on a pitch outside. And now it's 0-2 in a hurry. Anderson himself nearing 50 pitches. And now this 0-2 to Lau is outside. An easy take. 96 miles an hour there on the fastball. So Anderson heating up a little bit here in this third inning. The 1-2 to Lau is swung on and missed. So Anderson picks up his second strikeout of the inning. The 4th of his day. And now there's 2 gone here in the third. And that will bring up Austin Meadows, a man who struck out against Anderson in his first try. The first pitch to Meadows is popped up right to the center fielder Fisher. He's there, and he'll retire Meadows and the side. The Rays go up 3 up and 3 down with 2 strikeouts. We're tied 1 apiece at the end of 3. Getting this inning started for the Blue Jays, it's the middle part of their order. It's the left fielder Teoscar Hernandez to get things started, and now the bulk inning man, the left-handed pitcher, Brendan McKay, is getting warmed. That's interesting, though, because he's had bulk inning appearances in the last 2 games. The Rays did have the day off yesterday. That might have helped to reset things for the bullpen. But McKay has seen a lot of work in the recent goings. Nearly 50 pitches just 3 days ago. And now the 0-1 Teoscar Hernandez is fouled back. The 0-2 to Teoscar Hernandez is swung on and missed. He strikes out for the second time today. That's the 6th for Yarbrough. He looks to heat back up after his last inning where he gave up a run. Lucky to get out of that inning, in fact, with just a tie game. Those runners at the corners with just an out, and it was a 5-4-3 double play grounded into by Loris Gurriel Jr. And now it's Bo Bichette up to the plate for the second time today. He struck out in his first try against Yarbrough. He's got the lefty on righty advantage. He's up 1-0 in the count as well. And this pitch from Yarbrough is going to get right to the first baseman. It's going to stay fair. The first baseman of Martinez struggles with it, but somehow gets it to Yarbrough to retire Bichette. Bichette got to be a little upset with himself as he had a chance to get to first base. The newly minted first baseman Jose Martinez struggling with it a bit. A play that we've seen Ji-Man Choi make easily several times, so it'll go 3-1 on the putout as Bichette is retired. And now with 2 gone and the bases empty in the 4th, you got to feel a little bit better about Yarbrough. Maybe sit McKay back down. Yarbrough only at 62 pitches. He's going to face the bottom of the lineup in this inning and probably the next, as it's the six-man Randall Grichuk up here who struck out in his last time against Yarbrough and strikes out against him again. It's 7 strikeouts already for Yarbrough as he gets the race through 4. And in the bottom of the 4th inning, we start off with Hunter Renfroe, the man who hit a home run in his last time up. Chase Anderson laid a fastball on the middle high part of the plate, and the slugger made him pay for it. The first pitch that he sees from Anderson is swung on and missed. And what's funny, in fact, we were just talking during that at-bat as how Renfroe had fallen a bit into a slump. Kevin Cash put him at the cleanup spot today, and now it looks like Renfroe, picking up his 6th home run, might be looking to heat back up. He's played solely in the top of the lineup. He's played, I believe, batted 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And now the 1-1 that he sees, he gets a piece of it. It's the shortstop, Gurriel Jr. there, and the throw to first is in time to retire Renfroe. So now he goes down for the first time today. Goes 6-3 on the putout for the first out of the inning. Now with 1 out and no men on, it's the first baseman, Jose Martinez, who would have had an error in the top of the inning if Bo Bichette had been to reach base. But he ends up getting the putout. As that one is flied up, it's chased by the left fielder, Hernandez, and he'll be there under it to retire Martinez. So he goes down for the second time. A couple flyouts to the corners, and out with 2 outs. And the base is empty. It'll be Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier walked his first time up. Also stole a base off of that walk. It was at least a 10-pitch at-bat the first time against Anderson, so these two have become quite familiar with each other. Got Kiermaier to swing and miss at that first one. And the 0-1 is going to be grounded right to the shortstop, Gurriel Jr., and he'll throw to first to Tellez to retire the side. So the Rays here in the 4th go down in order. We're tied at 1 through 4. Getting this inning started for Toronto, it's the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. 0 for 1 with a strikeout against Yarbrough. The lefty on lefty matchup here, as that first pitch is fouled down near the visiting dugout for strike 1. The 1-1 is taken. Try to set him up with the slider. Tellez won't chase, and now it's 2 balls and a strike. The 68th pitch now from Yarbrough is another take, so now it's 3-1. Bottom part of the order, it's 7-8-9. It's Rowdy Tellez, Danny Jansen, and Derek Fisher that will come to the plate. Derek Fisher, though, with a triple against Yarbrough, as that one is shot foul, so the count to Tellez will now go full. So an interesting thing in now how you want to match up these hitters against Yarbrough. Let him face the bottom part of the order, but do you let him face these hitters for a 3rd time? And now the payoff to Tellez is swung on and missed. So now Tellez strikes out for the 2nd time today. It's the 8th punch out in the scorebook for Yarbrough, as he is having himself a pretty nice day for a 5-starter, certainly. And now it's the catcher, Danny Jansen, with 1 out. And the first pitch from Yarbrough is fouled back. Jansen grounded out to 3rd. That was a nice play defensively by Wendell. It was a diving backhanded play to save at least a single. And now the 0-1 is popped up, chased by the first baseman, Martinez, and he'll be under it in time to retire the catcher. So now Jansen moves to 0-2 on the pop out to first base. And now with 2 gone and the bases empty, it's the center fielder Derek Fisher, who, as we mentioned, only came into this game batting 147, but is 1-for-1 with a triple. It was a nice shot off the bat. It was caught off the wall. And a 3-bagger for the center fielder. And now the first pitch to Fisher is fouled back. And now the 0-1 is outside. So as I was saying, how you want to match up, the way Kevin Cash is about at least his back-end starters, you never want to let your opponent see a starting pitcher for a 3rd time through the order. And this is the 9-man. And so now the question is, you can set it up nicely, because you can get Yarbrough out of the inning and then make a change in the top of the 6th, but in a tie game, he may be a little bit reluctant to do so. Probably the only option would be the stretch man McKay. And then the real question is, who do you trust more to get the top of the lineup out? A guy in Yarbrough who they've seen, or a newbie in McKay? As that one is going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be picked up by Renfroe. The second extra base hit today for the 9-man Fisher, as he is having himself a day. A triple and now a double. Hits against the shift, as the third baseman Wendell was shaded way inside. And now he's got himself a man in scoring position. As now everything I was saying goes a bit out the window, as he's going to have to face Cavan Biggio. Biggio has reached base twice against Yarbrough, a walk and a single. And now with the man in scoring position in a tie game here in the 5th, this spot becomes to be a little high leverage. Yarbrough with a pretty good day. 3 hits, 8 strikeouts, and a walk. Through 5 innings, just about, giving up only a run. 4 2/3 to be exact. Now, Cavan Biggio is .400 on the season with runners in scoring position. It's the speedy Fisher at second. So a base hit would give the Blue Jays the lead. And now the 2-1 is fouled. So now it's 2-1. Brendan McKay still warming in the pen. So just in case the Blue Jays try and blow this inning open, Kevin Cash will be quick to try and put out the flames. And now the 2-1 to Biggio is fouled back. So now, a good sign for Yarbrough. He's got Biggio in a 2-strike count. It's 2-2. So with only 2 balls, you can look for the pitch in the dirt. And the 2-2, it got him to chase. He strikes out Biggio for his 9th punch-out. Gets out of that inning. The Blue Jays had a man in scoring position, but that's going to be it. It's tied at 1 as we head to the home 5th. Bottom part of the order for the 2nd time is Yandy Diaz to get things started here in the 5th. It's Yandy Diaz, Willie Adames, and Michael Perez, the men that will come to the plate. Diaz is 0-for-1 with a strikeout today against Anderson. And the first pitch that he sees is an easy take, and it's 1-0. Anderson, an obvious decision, comes out to start a 5th, only 58 pitches to this point. He's only given up a single hit. He's stricken out 4 and has walked a pair. Although that 1 hit was a home run to Hunter Renfroe. And now Yandy Diaz taking a hack at that one. It's going to fall foul near the visiting bullpen, and it's 1-2. There definitely hasn't been the feel of the Rays' offensive performance. The fact that they've only got 1 hit against Anderson. It looks like they've been swinging the bat good against him. As Diaz takes a pitch inside, and it's 2-2. LeMay looking to put away Diaz, and he gets a piece of it. Grounds it right to the second baseman Biggio, who throws to first in time to retire Diaz. So now Diaz goes down for the 2nd time today. It goes 4-3 there. And now with 1 out, that will bring up the shortstop, Willie Adames. And now in his first plate appearance, Adames walked against Chase Anderson, so looking perhaps to do more of the same. And the first pitch to Adames is swung on and missed on a pitch right down the middle. Adames couldn't get a hold of it, and now it's 0-1. And now the Blue Jays with the same question that the Rays are asking themselves. Do they want their starter to face the top of the opposing lineup? Anderson has got a couple more batters, but then it's going to go back to the top with Wendell. And I guess the real question is, do you want him to face Renfroe for a third time? Of course, in a tie game, everything's different. Can't be as aggressive with moves to the bullpen, as the Rays are looking to get a lead of their own. As they, I would assume, are eyeing a move to the bullpen. It's still McKay warming up. I would assume if they make a move, it'll be to him. As Adames, I should say, is retired on the flyout to the first baseman. And now with 2 gone and the base is empty, it's the catcher, Michael Perez. He flew out to left his first time up. They came with men on first and second, and it looked like it was good off the bat. But it ended up being caught for out number 3. As he comes to the plate for the second time today with 2 outs. The 1-0 from Anderson is grounded to the shortstop, Gurriel Jr., who throws to first to retire Perez. So the Rays once again go down in order 1-2-3. At the end of 5, it's a tie game, just 1-1. Rays do make that pitching change. It's Brendan McKay out in 8 appearances. He has a 6.28 ERA. 14 and a third innings pitch. He's been a workhorse out of the bullpen. They have the lefty Poche and the righty Drake. So Ryan Yarbrough, in a nice day, finishes in 5 innings pitched, giving up just 3 hits. He struck out 9 and walked 1. Gave up a run. That 9 strikeouts the most notable, including striking out the side in the second. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. swings and misses at that first pitch, and if you're Brendan McKay, that's a bit daunting. That's the first man that you have to face out of the bullpen. He's been warming up for quite some time. It'll be a no decision for Yarbrough, no matter which way this game breaks. As the Rays are pushing Brendan McKay to his limits. He's been busy the last few games, including a couple of outings against the Astros in garbage time, and now the 1-1 to Vladdy Jr. is outside for ball 2. Now Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is 1 for 2. He has a hit, a single, and a strikeout. And now the 2-1. Gets just a piece of it and fouls it back. McKay got what he wanted. He got Guerrero Jr. to chase high. And now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes as he looks to put him away. And now the 2-2 pitch is called just low for ball 3. An interesting take there from the youngster. Now the count goes full. And the payoff from McKay is outside for ball 4. So now a leadoff walk and the first batter that McKay faces. And that gives the Blue Jays a base runner with no outs. Guerrero Jr. reaching base for the second time today, this time with a walk. And now it's Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to come to the plate. Gurriel Jr. 1 for 2 with a single and grounded into an inning-ending double play that came with runners on the corners and only 1 out. And the first pitch that he sees is taken for strike 1. Bulk inning spot for McKay. Wanted him to take probably at least 2 innings. And now that pitch is flied up. The left fielder Renfroe is going to go back to the track. And he'll be there to retire Lourdes Gurriel Jr. That one looked a bit scary. Renfroe goes back to the wall, but the batter's ultimately retired on a fly out to left. And now with 2. And now with 1 out and 1 on. It's the left fielder, the cleanup man, Teoscar Hernandez, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts that both came against Yarbrough, part of his 9. A good outing from the 5-starter, getting 5 innings of just 1-run ball. That's what you want when you're at the back end of your rotation. Thankfully, the Rays are going back to the top with Morton and Snell in the next 2 games, and now the 0-1 to Hernandez is taken for strike 2. So no, I guess you can afford to be a bit more aggressive with the bullpen if you feel confident in your ace, Morton, to have a good outing tomorrow. But of course, the Rays probably want to have a lead before they think about getting super aggressive with the bullpen. Nick Anderson, of course, would be good to go. Jose Alvarado likely would be as well. As Teoscar Hernandez strikes out for the 3rd time today, he's now 0 for 3. Brendan McKay picking up his first strikeout. And now there's 2 gone. And after that leadoff walk, looks like McKay may be able to get around it. It's the DH Bo Bichette, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a grounder to the first baseman. And now the first pitch to Bichette is in there for strike one. He came into this game batting .293, but has struggled at seeing the baseball so far. He's faced a couple of lefties. The count to him, even at a ball and a strike. And now the 1-1 pitch is outside for ball 2. So now it's 2-1. This offering to Bichette is fouled away. So now McKay a strike away from getting out of the inning. And only a 2-2 count can afford to try and get Bichette to chase. Perez setting up, and it's going to be fouled down near the home dugout. So the count will stay put at 2-2. 17 pitches for McKay in this inning as he's trying to get out of a sixth clean. And this 2-2 is fouled down near the home bullpen as he's trying to stay alive against the lefty McKay. That one is outside for ball 3, so now he's worked the count full at 3-2. The leadoff walk. The next two batters retired, and now a full count to Bo Bichette. And now the payoff is another foul ball. So like we saw with Kiermaier, here's the other team, Bo Bichette working a lengthy at bat. This time against the Rays bulkman McKay, and now the 3-2 is outside for ball 4. So now Bo Bichette will walk and reach base for the first time today. The second walk of the inning issued by McKay is now with 2 outs. He has runners at first and second for the right fielder Randall Grichuk, who has struck out twice in his 2 at-bats. So maybe the one guy that you want to see. Grichuk with 3 home runs and 3 runs batted in, so 3 solo shots for him. And now the first pitch that he sees is low for ball 1. He's only 133 with runners in scoring position. He has Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at second, so not the fastest guy in the world. It might take a bit more than a bloop single to score him, as now that one is low for ball 2. And now McKay has to be careful here. We're tied at 1 here in the 6th. He just needs one more out to get out of this. And now the 2-0 pitch is fouled away. And now the count is 2-1. '25th pitch upcoming for McKay, and here it is. It's fouled back. Tried to get Grichuk to chase, but got the strike that he wanted. So now it's 2-2, and once again is a strike away from putting this inning to bed. He's got runners at first and second. Now the 2-2 is inside for ball 3, so once again a full count. And now, if anything, no matter how this ends up, McKay already at 26 pitches. This could be his last inning, as they're going to need to burn deeper through the bullpen. And now the payoff is popped up, chased by the right fielder Meadows, and he'll be under it to retire the side. Things get a little interesting. McKay walks a pair. Neither of them end up coming around to score. As through headed to the bottom of the 6th, we're tied at 1. Rays go back to the top of their lineup for the 3rd time. Anderson stays out. So the daunted 3rd time through the lineup, Chase Anderson will go. And the first pitch to Wendell is low for ball 1. Wendell 0 for 2 with a fly out to right and a strikeout. 1 of 4 punch outs in the book for Anderson today. And now the 1-0 is outside for ball 2. Now, with this pitch only being his 70th, he could go a little bit more. The Rays made the early move to the bullpen, only having Ryan Yarbrough through 5, as that one is going to be flied out to the right fielder Grichuk. And now there will be 1 out in the 6th. Wendell goes down for the 3rd time today. Second fly out to Grichuk, in fact. Now with 1 out, it's the second baseman Brandon Lau himself is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a fly out to left. The top of the lineup has been rather ineffective, as combined to this point for Joey Wendell, Brandon Lau, and Austin Meadows, they are 0 for 9. And now the 0-1 is inside. So now the count even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 is in there for strike 2. A very efficient game for Anderson. He had that 30-pitch inning, but since then it's been smooth sailing. He only gave up that one hit. It was that home run to Renfroe that came in the second, and he's only walked 2, so 3 total base runners. And a swing and a miss there gets Lau to strike out. In fact, for the second time today, it's the 5th for Anderson, and now there's 2 outs here in this inning. It's Austin Meadows now, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly out to right. The first pitch that he sees is going to get down, it looks like, for a base hit. Gets down, it's going to go all the way to the wall in left center. It's going to be at least 2 for Meadows. He'll stop there. Call it a 2-out double as Meadows picks up his first hit of the day. Only the Rays' second today. Both go for extra bases. Anderson, not the first time today he's done that, laying the fastball over the middle upper part of the plate. And now it's Hunter Renfroe. He's 1 for 2 with a home run. He's got Meadows in scoring position. Meadows, being a speedy outfielder, a base hit any kind of way you can slice it, would probably give the Rays the lead here in the 6th. As it's going to need to be some timely hitting for the Rays with 2 outs. And now Renfroe patiently takes that pitch outside. Renfroe is just 143 on the season with runners in scoring position, so not necessarily clutch. Looking to change the narrative, though, as he takes that one high, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Anderson maybe pitching around the guy that took him deep in the second. Now the 2-0 pitch is inside for ball 3. And so now I guess now at 3-0 to Renfroe, it's a bit of pick your poison. Jose Martinez would come up next, so maybe Anderson just pitching around Renfroe wouldn't surprise me. You definitely don't want to give him anything to hit here at 3-0. And now the pitch is outside for ball 4. So just 4 pitches, Renfroe will walk. And now to bring up the first baseman, Jose Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2 with a pair of flyouts. Both have looked decent, though, off the bat. Not gimmies. As he looks to have seen the baseball decently against Anderson. Now Anderson, with his 80th pitch upcoming, has runners at first and second with 2 outs. And he takes that one low. Couple of righties, Bass and Gavigilo. The men warming up for the Blue Jays. As Anderson is trying to get the Toronto through 6. And now the 1-0 to Martinez is fouled away. A good pitch to swing at, but couldn't do much with it. This is a big spot for the Rays. Nothing better for them to take the lead and head to the bullpen, as that one is popped straight up. It's the second baseman, Kevin Biggio, underneath of it. And he'll catch it to retire the side, so the Rays pick up a couple of base runners. That's going to be it, though. We're still tied at 1 through the end of 6. Another pitching move. This time it's Colin Poche. In 10 appearances, he's a 2.61 ERA. 10 1/3 innings pitched. His ERA was at one point under 1, but a rough outing has brought it up a little bit. 2.63 is still respectable, so that will end McKay's outing, as he finishes with a scoreless inning pitch that came in the 6th. And now Colin Poche is the 3rd man out of the pen. All lefties, in fact. And now the first pitch to Rowdy Tellez is high for ball 1. Good thing for Poche, he'll face the bottom of the order and 2 lefties, so it makes a bit of sense here. It's the lefty Tellez, the righty Jansen, and the lefty Fisher. Fisher, though, has been the one man that has been probably the most hot in the lineup. A triple and a double. As he came into the game just batting 147. Rowdy Tellez is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and now the 2-0 from Poche is low for ball 3. As now we might go down the rabbit hole again. Brandon McKay had a leadoff walk in the 6th. Poche in danger of doing the same thing again. Now the 3-0 to Tellez is in there, taken for strike 1. This 3-1 pitch is fouled away, so now the count will go full after a 3-0 count. So good work by Poche. He's got to finish the job, though. He's got a 3-2 to Tellez. And now the payoff is swung on and missed. So Tellez now strikes out for the third time today. A nice at-bat ultimately worked by Poche as he gets out of a 3-0 count. Avoids the leadoff walk, picks up a strikeout. And now with one out, it's the catcher, Jansen, who himself is 0 for 2. A couple of righties, Fairbanks and Drake's warming up as he gets a swing and miss at Jansen there. You certainly wouldn't let Poche face the top. Well, you may let him face Biggio, another lefty, but then you have the righty Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the righty Gurriel Jr., and the righty Teoscar Hernandez. And then 2 more righties after that, so maybe another 2 batters faced if you want to have Poche come out to start in 8th. I'm sure that would all depend on if the game is still tied or if the Rays get a lead. And now the 1-1 to the catcher, Jansen, is outside for ball 2. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. This offering from Poche is laid off of. Jansen checking his swing, and now the count will go full. A crucial series for the Rays, so important because a sweep or a series victory would allow the Rays to separate themselves from the bottom of the AL East and break this third-place tie, as that one is grounded right to Wendell, who'll throw to first to retire Jansen, as now he goes down for the 3rd time today. And then it would just leave it a 3-team race between New York, Boston, and Tampa Bay. As Tampa Bay has got a bit of work to do, but after a Yankees loss, as they now drop to 14-6, a win today would put you back 5, as you can make up a full game today. But there's still work left to do. It's a tie game here in the 7th. And now the first pitch to Derek Fisher is fouled back. And as we mentioned, Derek Fisher 0 for 2 with a 2 for 2 with a triple and a double. He's been the best hitter today. And now the 0-1 pitch is swung on and missed. So Poche now has him in an 0-2 count. That one taken. So now it's a ball and 2 strikes. 15 pitches for Poche. Not a bad inning. 2 up and 2 down. Looking to put away the 3rd. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. Blocked well by Perez. And he'll throw to first just in time to retire Fisher. So Poche comes on in the 7th. Puts the Blue Jays down 1-2-3. 7th inning stretch time. We're still tied at 1. And now the Rays trying to take the lead. They're in the bottom part of their order. It's Kevin Kiermaier to get things started. Kiermaier 0 for 1 with a walk. So he's already reached base and picked up a stolen base, in fact. A swing and a miss there. The Blue Jays do, bring Chase Anderson out to start a 7th. As I suppose they're going to let him face the entire lineup a 3rd time through. Couldn't see him coming out for a 4th time. And now the 1-1 is taken for strike 2. So now it's a ball and 2 strikes to the man leading off the inning. It'll be Kiermaier, Yandy Diaz, and Willie Adames. And if any of them reach bases, the catcher Perez. Kiermaier takes a step back, and now it's 2-2. This offering from Anderson is low for ball 3. So now Kiermaier for the 2nd time today has worked a full count. It's been a battle between these two. The lefty Kiermaier and the righty, the pitcher Anderson. And now the payoff pitch is lined right to the shortstop, Gurriel Jr., who throws to first in time to retire Kiermaier. So the leadoff man in the 7th is retired. Kiermaier gave it a good shot, but he grounds out 6-3. And now with one out, the Blue Jays will make a pitching change. They come out to get Chase Anderson. They just wanted him to come out and face Kiermaier, I suppose, as he heads to the dugout. He'll finish with 6 1/3, 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks. Gave up just a run, a solo home run to Renfroe. So that will be his day. And now the first man out of the pen for Toronto, it's Anthony Bass. In 8 appearances, he has an ERA of just 1 in 9 innings pitched. A 1-0 record. 7 strikeouts to just a walk. So he's going to face the bottom part of the order at the very least. The first man he will face with 1 out in the 7th is Yandy Diaz. Diaz is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to second. The first pitch that he sees is taken for strike 1. That fastball in there at 93 miles an hour. A bit of a weird wind up for the reliever, as that one is high. So now it's 1-1. Diaz just chase, and now it's 1-2. And the 1-2, he got him to chase again. Diaz goes down on strikes, and Anthony Bass strikes out the first man that he comes in and sees. And now there's 2 gone here in the 7th. They'll bring up Willy Adames. Adames is 0 for 1 with a pop out to third, and he is walked. The first pitch that he sees from Bass is low for ball 1. And now the 1-0 is outside. Two balls, no strikes. The count. The shortstop Adames, and now the pitch from Bass is on its way. And that one just in there for strike 1. As Adames just trying to take as many pitches as he can. And now the 2-1 is grounded right to the first baseman, who struggles a bit with it, but flips it to Bass in time to put away Adames. And then he goes down on the grounder. It goes 3-1 to retire the side at the end of 7. The game is still tied at 1. Another pitching change for the Rays. It's Oliver Drake, who in 11 appearances has a 6.75 ERA. The righty comes on to face the top of the Blue Jays lineup. I would have assumed they'd bring on the lefty, Poche, to at least start the 8th, as the lefty, Cavan Biggio, is up first, but then it's all righties after that. But if they like Drake versus the lefty Biggio, then so be it, as he gets Biggio to swing and miss at that first pitch. So Colin Poche will finish with a clean 7th, in which he picks up a couple of strikeouts. Oliver Drake, the 4th pitcher on today for the Rays, as they still have some work to do. Just another run is all they need in a tie game here in the 8th. Top of the lineup for the Blue Jays. The Rays will be headed the same in the next inning. 15,000 nearly the attendance here in Tropicana Field. More than they had in the series against the Astros here on this Friday night. A weekend series, so it makes sense that probably Saturday and Sunday will be good crowds as well. And now the 2-1 to Biggio is grounded through for a base hit. Gets right past the third baseman, Wendell. And now it's a leadoff single to Biggio as he reaches base for the 3rd time today. He has had a nice game. And that's what I was talking about. As far as matchups, there's no reason they couldn't have brought out the lefty Poche to at least face a single batter in Biggio. And now it's the righty Fairbanks and the righty Castillo warming up in the pen, as it's all righties from here. For the foreseeable features, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. up now. He checks his swing, and now it's 1-0. So it's Biggio at first with no outs. Guerrero Jr. is 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout, and has walked. He's reached base twice. Oliver Drake has come on to get these Rays through an 8th inning. And now this 1-0 is in there for strike 1. Guerrero Jr. fouls that one back, and now it's 1-2. And now the 1-2 from Drake is fouled again. Guerrero Jr. just keeping this at-bat alive against Oliver Drake. And now the 1-2. Swung on and missed. He got Guerrero Jr. to strike out for the second time today. Drake picks up his first punch out, and now there's one gone after the leadoff single. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., the next man to come up to face Drake. Gurriel Jr. is 1 for 3 with a single. He's also grounded into a double play, as that first pitch from Drake perhaps maybe sails a bit high. It's Biggio at first with 1 out. Tie game here in the 8th. It's 1-1. Rays pick up a run in the 2nd. Blue Jays follow with one of their own a couple later. As that one is low, it blocked in the dirt. The runner will stay at first. So now it's just 2-0. A good block by Perez that held the runner at first. And now the 2-0 from Drake is just a hair low for ball 3. You have the cleanup man, Teoscar Hernandez, warming on deck. However, he's 0 for 3 with a trio of strikeouts. Not his day. The 3-0 to Gurriel Jr. is taken for strike 1. That fastball reaching 95 miles an hour. As Drake didn't want to let Gurriel Jr. think about that one too much. Just a simple 3-0 take. And now the 3-1 is going to be popped up, but it'll fall foul down past the home bullpen. And now the count will go full after a 3-0 count. Second time we've seen this. The first time, I believe it was Poche working a 3-0 count. And now the payoff is swung on and missed. So the same result again. Both times it was a 3-0 count that the Rays pitchers worked into a strikeout. As he gets Gurriel Jr. there. His second straight strikeout, in fact, for Drake. And now with 1 on and 2 outs, it's the cleanup man, Teoscar Hernandez, who, as we said, is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. And Hernandez takes that first pitch for strike 1. First series between these two teams, American League East rivals. The Rays have yet to face Baltimore either. They've seen New York, Boston, and now Toronto. As that one is going to get past Martinez for a base hit. Right past the glove, in fact. And now that'll put runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now Bo Bichette will come up. Teoscar Hernandez reaches base for the first time today. Second hit of the inning allowed by Drake. And now Bo Bichette. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout, but has walked. Now the Blue Jays get the go-ahead run in scoring position. It's Cavan Biggio. As that one is going to be popped up, the center fielder goes back, and it's gone, no matter. 3-run homer for Bo Bichette. Oliver Drake puts a couple of men on in the 8th. And Bo Bichette finally gets things going here. It's his 4th homer of the season. This one is going to hurt, as it gives the Blue Jays a 4-1 lead. And now the Rays with 6 outs just to work with now have their work cut out. The hometown product played his high school ball not far from Tropicana Field, in fact, in Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg. Another homecoming for him as he played a couple games here last year. Nearly 100 miles an hour off the bat, 391 feet. But with outfielders chased, and now the Rays to make a pitching change. Oliver Drake out, Peter Fairbanks in 7 appearances. He has a 4.76 ERA. So Oliver Drake certainly now in line for the loss. Picked up a couple of strikeouts and gave up 3 hits. Peter Fairbanks now the 5th pitcher on for the Rays, as he is tasked with maybe just getting an out, or maybe 4 if they bring him out for the 9th, as that one is high for ball 1. It's Randall Grichuk, who's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. The Blue Jays now with a chance to go to their A bullpen, probably moving away from Anthony Bass, and now the 1-0 to Grichuk is high for ball 2. Fairbanks giving up the first runs of his season in their last game against the Astros. He had not given up a run previously, but that impressive run has now come to an end. He's come on just to perhaps get an out, as that one fouled away by Grichuk. And if you're a Rays fan watching this, you have to be a bit frustrated. This game has been tied at 1. The Rays have had their chances, really have not done enough offensively. And now down 3, you question, are they going to be able to make up the difference? It'll be the top of the lineup. It'll be the catcher pressed to bat first, but then Wendell and Lau. And then if they go all down in order in the 9th, you have Meadows, Renfroe, and Martinez. As Grichuk will be retired on a strikeout. 3-run homer for Bo Bichette. And now headed to the bottom of the 8th, the Blue Jays have a 4-1 lead. The Blue Jays do in fact make a pitching change as Ken Giles, in 7 appearances, he has a 4.05 ERA. He's 2 for 4 in save opportunities. They bring him out here early in the 8th. The first man he'll face the catcher, Michael Perez. Perez is 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a ground out to short. Hard to tell if this is a 2-inning save opportunity for the closer, or if they're going to try and mix and match with the bullpen. It's the righty Miller and the lefty Pannone. As once you go to the top of lineup, it's all lefties. Don't hit a righty until the cleanup man Renfroe. But Giles is in fact a right-hander, but when you get to the closers, righty-lefty doesn't quite matter as much, as the stuff can overcome the righty-lefty matchup. Kevin Cash looking on from the dugout, trying to keep his team from losing a 3rd straight game. And now the 1-1 to Perez is going to be grounded right to the second baseman Biggio, who flipped to first to retire Perez, so he goes down 4-3 with 1 out. The Rays go back to the top of their lineup. And it's the third baseman Joey Wendell, who's 0 for 3, a strikeout, and is flied out twice to right. They'll face the righty Giles here. Ken Giles, a candidate to be traded at the deadline last year by the Blue Jays. They ended up holding on to him, and now as the roster has become a bit more formidable, they have a nice piece in the back end of the bullpen. And now the 1-1 to Wendell is taken for strike 2. Wendell's retired there on the pop-up to Tellez, and now there's 2 gone here in the 8th. He goes down for the 4th time today. And now with 2 outs and the base is empty, it's the second baseman, Brandon Lau. Lau's 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. Rays with 4 outs left to work with. They're down 3 against the closer Giles. Now with only 7 pitches, you could think about bringing him out in the 9th for a 2-out save situation, something we don't often see here in today's MLB. And now the 0-1 to Lau is outside. Lau fouls that one back to the catcher. Now it's 1-2. The 1-2 is taken inside, so a decent at-bat worked by Lau as he tries to reach base for the first time today and give the Rays a glimmer of hope. And now the 2-2 from Giles is fouled away, so the count will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another take from Lau, and now the count is full with Meadows on deck. It's maybe a 2-out rally here. The payoff to Lau is fouled. Down in the seats behind the home bullpen. And now the count will stay full again. Now another payoff to Lau is popped up. Chased by the left fielder, Hernandez, and it's going to get down in front of him. It's going to be a 2-out double for Brandon Lau. As now that gives the Rays a chance to at least make up a run. Lau reaches base for the first time today. This time on a double. Hit against the shift as the left fielder, Teoscar Hernandez, was shaded inside. And now a pitching change, in fact, for the Blue Jays. Ken Giles out, Justin Miller in 2 appearances. He's 2-0, 3 for 3 on saves, and no runs allowed through 7 2/3. So maybe this is the guy that has taken over the closer position after Giles has a couple of blown saves. Another right-handed pitcher for the Blue Jays to face the lefty Meadows. Meadows is 1 for 3 with a double himself. Would love to see another one of those. As the Rays down 3, they got 3 runs left to get. 4 outs to work with. Meadows takes that first pitch for a strike. He's just 125 on the season with runners in scoring position. Timely hitting, not always a thing for the Rays in this 2020 season. Now the 0-1 is outside, so now it's a ball and a strike. Now this offering to Meadows is taken for strike 2, so now Justin Miller has the Blue Jays a strike away from getting out of this inning and preventing any runs from coming across. And now the 1-2. And they're going to appeal and say that Meadows did not go. Try to get Meadows to chase. He was able to check his swing, and now it's 2-2. Justin Miller perhaps going for the same effect here. And now the pitch to Meadows is popped up, chased by the left fielder Hernandez, but he will be under it in time to retire the side. So the Rays pick up a double from Brandon Lau, but that's going to be it. They're still down 3 at the end of 8. It's the closer to come on for the Rays, Nick Anderson, in a non-save situation, obviously. In 6 appearances, he's 5 for 6 on saves with a 6.35 ERA. He hasn't pitched in quite some time, so maybe they just see it as a time to get him some work, as he's now the 6th pitcher on for the Rays. He's facing the bottom part of the order here. The 7th man, Tellez, the 8th, Jansen, and the 9th, Derek Fisher. It's not exactly daunting batters. In a non-safe situation, this is the first of those in which he's appeared. The righty Castillo, the lefty Alvarado, warming up in the pen, but both of those guys have been pretty ineffective as of late. So if the Rays feel good about making a run in a 9th, they want to just keep the score as it is now. It'll be Renfroe, Jose Martinez, and Kevin Kiermaier to at least come to the plate in the 9th, so a decent chance to make a run. Perhaps it'll be Justin Miller or maybe someone else to come on for Toronto, as they have played some strange matchups. The 2-2 here to Tellez. It swung on and missed. Give him the golden sombrero. He's 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. That one picked up by Anderson, as the first baseman has had a bad day at the office. And now with 1 out, it's the catcher, Danny Jansen. He's 0 for 3. Twice has he grounded out to third. He takes that first pitch for strike 1. If I haven't mentioned it already, the Rays last season against the Blue Jays went 13-6. It was one of those teams under 500 that the Rays were able to beat up on. Now the Blue Jays in the late stages last season got some of their young prospects up that you see here today, as they have now gotten into a bit of a young swagger with guys like Cavan Biggio, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, all those guys you see in the top of the lineup that have played so well today. The Blue Jays today stand 3 games under 500, as do the Rays, as these teams are duking it out for the right to hold third place in the American League East. That will be certainly decided at the end of this 3-game set, as these teams get familiar with each other. And now the 2-2 is fouled away. And now the 2-2 is grounded, picked up by the second baseman Lau, and thrown to first to retire the catcher Jansen. So now there's 2 outs here in the 9th. Jansen goes down 4-3. And now with 2 gone, bases empty, is the center fielder Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher 2 for 3 with a double and a triple. And now the 1-1 to Fisher is high for ball 2. That one fouled back. Now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the 2-2 is outside, so the count to Derek Fisher will go full. Derek Fisher pops it up. The center fielder Kiermaier will go back down near the track, but he'll be there to retire the side. So the Nick Anderson gives the Rays a 1-2-3 inning to keep the score as it is. The Rays with 3 outs left, they're down 4-1. Hunter Renfroe to get things started here in the 9th. He's 1 for 2 with a solo homer. He comes up with the Rays down 3 with 3 outs left. And the first pitch to Renfroe is inside for ball 1. Worth noting that Justin Miller comes out to start this ninth. He seems like he might be the Jays' closer at this point. He's 3 for 3 in save opportunities. Came in to get an out in the last inning. A swing and a miss from Renfroe, and now it's 1-2. And the pitch is swung on and missed. A big out there for Justin Miller as Renfroe goes down and strikes. The Rays now down to their final 2. For the first baseman, Jose Martinez, as things begin to look a bit grim here in Tropicana Field. The first pitch to Martinez is taken for ball 1. The Rays, as far as I can recollect, have only come back in the ninth once. They came in Fenway Park in the first game of that 3-game series. J-Man Joy with a 3-run homer down the pesky pole. As I'm sure you remember as well as I do, the 1-0 to Martinez is inside for ball 2. Choi out today. That might be one of the issues for the Rays. Martinez has taken his spot at first base. He's gone 0 for 3 today. And the 2-0 to him here is inside for ball 3. So Justin Miller not able to find the strike zone. And with 1 out, he might have a batter get away from him. And the 3-0 is high for ball 4. So a 3-0 take from Martinez leads to a 1-out walk. He reaches base for the first time today. That'll bring up the center fielder, Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier is 0 for 2 with a walk. A righty on lefty matchup favoring Kiermaier. Remember, he was the hero in the first game of the series against Houston, so he's not exactly in a cold streak, although he is under the Mendoza line. Came into this game batting .180. And now the 1-0 pitch is outside for ball 2. And the 2-0 to Kiermaier fouled away, and it's 2-1. Nearly 15,000 in attendance tonight in Tropicana Field. They have come and seen their Rays take a 4-1 deficit. They're trying to come back here in the ninth. Kiermaier swings and misses at that one for strike 2. They don't have much left to work with. They have a man at first with 1 out, and a 2-2 count. The fan favorite Kiermaier, and the 2-2 pitch is fouled back. And to his credit, while he's only reached base once on a walk, Kiermaier has seen a lot of pitches today, working a lot of lengthy at-bats, nagging the pitchers. And now another 2-2 is called high for ball 3. That one looked a bit in the strike zone. Kiermaier getting the benefit of the doubt, and now the count goes full. Martinez stands at first. He'll be moving here on this pitch. And now the payoff is popped up, chased by the center fielder Fisher, and he'll be there in time to retire Kiermaier. And now just like that, the Rays are down to their final out. And Yandy Diaz comes to the plate. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. After Kiermaier was retired for the 3rd time today, a fly out to center. Got a good piece of it, but it died out there in center. That one is low for ball 1. With 2 outs, Jose Martinez stands at first. He worked a walk. 21 pitches for Justin Miller as he comes on in a safe situation. That one grounded to the shortstop who gets the force at second. That will end the game. The Rays will take a 4-1 loss, their third straight loss in the record books. Oliver Drake takes the loss. We'll see you tomorrow. It's Charlie Morton on the mound on a Saturday afternoon.
Fans, our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Blue Jays, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 6 men on base. For the Rays, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors. They left